The COVID-19 pandemic has affected Kenya's food systems directly through impacts on food supply and demand, and indirectly through decreased capacity to produce and distribute food. In response to that, the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Cooperatives has developed an action plan to address food supply chain and nutrition challenges and recovery for affected communities in the agricultural sector. This action plan includes the establishment of 1 million kitchen gardens to provide food and nutrition security. These kitchen gardens will enable households to maintain healthy eating during the COVID-19 pandemic by ensuring constant availability of nutritious foods. One of the major challenges of kitchen gardening, especially in urban areas, is lack of space. This is due to the high value of land and many competing land use needs in the urban areas. However, it is possible to establish a kitchen garden on a tiny space, all thanks to kitchen garden structures. These structures enable you to make use of the vertical space for growing vegetables, fruits, and spices. There are different variations of garden structures that look absolutely amazing. In this video, we will look at the food rope garden structure. To establish a food rope garden structure, you will require timber or fiddles, nails, a hammer, and a panga.
So to construct the structure, you will identify your site where you want to put the structure. Once you've gotten your site, ensure the siting is good. It's a flat surface where you can easily put the structure, and it's also a place that is not shaded. The structure can be constructed in unproductive land because you'll be using the space up, you're not using the space on the ground. When you are constructing the structure, in some places we have a problem of termites. So you'll use any termite control chemical, for example Gladiator, and any other that you can get in your area. If you don't get Gladiator, you can use any other termite control chemical where you come from. First of all, you get the height. Which height do you want to use? The structure should be at a height that is comfortable for harvesting once you put something on top of it. So you'll get your height depending on what you want. So ours, like for our structure, this particular one, 5 feet is comfortable for most of the people. So once you've measured, you are 5 feet down. Now you have to measure your 5 feet down, and then the structure itself, you have to measure the width that you want. And our width is 50 centimeters from one post to the next. But you can just do 45. Do 45. That is 1.5 feet from the width of the structure. 1.5 feet, and then 5 feet up. And then once you've done that, now the length will depend on how long you want the structure to go. Yeah. So once you've gotten your length, you'll now design the partitionings of the structure. So partition of the structure is a partition where you can put
Welcome to Afarmers Breakfast Show right here from County 034. Here at Afarmers, we work with you so that you can connect, learn and grow together. Your host Noah Nasiali Kadima, na leo niko na hosti. Yes.
Yes. Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, you are up early. You are here early.
Yes.
Yes. It's a good morning today.
Tupatie jina.
My name is Oranijua, the young farmer. Mercy Kemunto.
Yes. Welcome. We hope you've had a good rest, and today we are up and running to another day full of activities. Yes, not only on your farm, but also on anything that touches on food. Hii bei ya chakula, my friend.
Mekata kushuka.
Jana tulikuwa karibu. You know, kuna miwa tulikuwa tunanunua 20 bob.
20 bob ikiwa full yote? Ama kadogo?
Kadogo ili imechongwa. Sasa ni 50 bob.
Miwa.
Lakini nasikia kwenu miwa ni mingi.
Sisi miwa full kutoka huko mpaka hapa ni 10 bob.
10 bob?
Yes, in the market.
Lakini sasa shida ni logistics, transport, au tumeleta.
And everything, yeah. So, lazima itongeza bei.
Very interesting. Follow us on our social media handles, and remember that we want you to succeed, and so we ask you to continue sharing. Sharing is caring, but for here, when you share, you can be able to get a chance to win. And later on in the day, there'll be some goodies.
Okay.
That we'll be giving out. Si mimi, si watu wa breakfast tunaamsha tu.
Si tunaamsha tu, but sasa tuko na vitu zawadi.
Yes. So today we'll be discussing money, how you can be able to raise money, how you can be able to fund your agribusiness.
Yeah.
And apart from just the agribusiness, part of it is how can you be able to, which are the places to get money from?
To get money. Because there's no way you're going to start a business without the money.
No.
It's not possible.
No, it's not possible.
So you need to find a way of getting the money first.
Yes. So you have to look for the money. We have to ask ourselves, where are you going to get the money? But more importantly, what money is it for? You know, there are very many loans. So we want to see what are the types of loans that
you can get, that
farmers should think of getting, if they should get a loan.
Or other ways.
Or other ways.
Of getting the money.
Money. And so we have shared a poll on Africa Farmers Club. We are asking which are the ways that you can be able to make money to raise money for your agribusiness activities. And that is what we are asking, and we are getting very interesting results here. Very interesting results here. I can tell you that what people are looking at so much. Zamani I thought we'd borrow friends probably, or do things like that.
Or your savings.
Hiyo nimeona hapana.
Hakuna. It's not possible
savings peke yake. Savings. Sasa hiyo savings ndio moto. So we are asking which is the best way to raise money for farming? Is it savings, loans, use salary if employed, ask friends, borrow from family? Niona hapa borrow from family hakuna.
Hakuna hata moja.
Ask for friends pia hakuna.
But mostly ni savings. People opt for savings.
Yes. So that is what we will be discussing. We will be sharing the results from this poll as well. Let us know where you're watching us from. Let us know what activities you are doing, whether you are a farmer yourself or you are actually dealing with farming. Today we will discuss that. We'll also discuss something very important, is that from farmers networks, we'll be discussing how do you, as an expert, how do you get linked to farmers, using the app that is called Farm Networks. Yes.
So if you're an expert, how do you reach to yule mkulima huko?
Exactly. Mkulima, how do they get to know you? Because hakuna billboard. Mimi siona billboard. I'm an agronomist. I'm an expert.
So how do we as farmers get to know an agronomist?
Exactly.
Need help?
Yes. So we'll be discussing that briefly with farmers networks. But most importantly, we want just to have some knowledgeable time, some fun time together here on our Farmers Media. And so we jump directly into into the traffic updates, and traffic looks very interesting. Today traffic is very interesting. Hata leo nimekaa kwa traffic nikashangaa pia huko kwetu. Interesting. Yes. Okay, interesting. We're saying on Thika Road, this matatu hit and drove off. Interestingly, here we are seeing by Oknaidan. Hey, interesting names. Yes, okay, Nzioki at Nzioki Caroline says increase visibility by turning on your headlights. Okay, interesting. Traffic, more updates coming up. We are seeing Kappa traffic is on Mombasa Road. There is heavy traffic on Mombasa Road near Nation. An accident involving Nissan Matatu and a lorry. We are seeing something else. There are no signs The contractor laying water pipes from Signature Mall towards Mlolongo is very careless, very interesting. Okay, Riera school bus with one headlight. Aye. Thika Road imeanza ku build up hapa Muthaiga. Somebody just asking, what is normally the problem with Mombasa Road? Imeshikana tu.
But the expressway was supposed to be ending in June.
Walisema April. Yes.
So you're just 1 month away.
I hope so. Lakini sioni.
Let's hope so. That by April,
yes,
the expressway will be done.
Exactly.
But
yes,
once it's complete, then I think watu Mombasa Road watakuwa shida zao zitakuwa zishatatuliwa.
The Cabana stage accident was bound to happen. Matatu stop on the carriageway while a few meters, 5 to be precise, is enough pullover. Quite a number. We are seeing Cabanas has problems. Looking at the other parts of Nairobi city, we are seeing, yes, Mlolongo has traffic. Let us look at Kikuyu. There's traffic. We are seeing Langata Road, heavy traffic from KWS. We are seeing Jogoro traffic all the way to Hamza. From Hamza, if you look at Muranga Road is Muranga Road ni kawaida, Muranga Road too. From Muthaiga all the way to town. We're seeing Kiambu Road from DCI there. Traffic is building, is heavy traffic. Globe Roundabout kama kawaida yake, inashikana inbound as you come into town. Thika Road from Utalii House, they are coming down. Yes, from Westlands as well, there's traffic, heavy traffic around Serena area. There's traffic, but generally traffic all over. Ngong Road kawaida yake, but we hope in the next few minutes it will easen up. Ngong Road we are seeing it's all the way from all the way from Lenana going down into town. So that is the traffic update that we have brought to you, courtesy of Mathri Route. Mercy. Yes,
but you know the thing with traffic, you find that at some point at around 8:39,
yes,
Nahumaisha is. It's less because now people here have already arrived at work, so there's no pressure because you know with work you have to be work at 8. So everyone is rushing to be at work.
Unajua wale watu ambao wanafanya hii kazi ingine ile si ya kwenda kwa ofisi 8 ndio wengi. Kuna siku nilijidanganya nikasema I have a meeting at 9:30. So let me leave at 8
because there's no traffic.
Ilibidi nipige simu niseme see you meeting tufanye tu online because at 9 I was still on Mombasa Road. Traffic and I was going to Westlands. Wakaniambia sawa tu.
I clearly thought that at 8, you know, at these morning hours, the period between 7:30 and 8:30,
yes,
everyone is rushing to be at work by 8, by 9. So maybe at that time there's no traffic.
Good. Whether we have some weather updates as well here, Mercy?
We have the weather updates. I thought it's a period of heavy rains. What happened?
At a met walituambia hivyo. Sasa sijui mimi wana tu sunny.
We were told to be prepared. The rain is here. So I don't know what's happening, but in Nairobi we have sunny intervals of max of up to 27.
Yes.
Then in Marsabit, sunny intervals. Actually, I think there's no city, or there's no town that is going to experience rain today.
Let's ask our director to actually put up the slide for the weather. Yep.
I think that there's no city that's going to experience here. There's no city that's going to experience rain today, and I don't know how that's possible. We have Eldoret, we have sunny intervals, same to Kisumu, same to Garissa, same to Lamu, and Kitui, Wajir. They're going to experience sunny intervals of max up to, for example, in Wajir we have max of up to 37 degrees.
Imagine, yes.
So you can imagine how hot that area can be.
Wajir is hot. It reminds me of Marsabit. It is hot until if you sit in the car, it's very hot. So you have to go under a tree.
Under a tree so that at least it can be a bit.
Yes.
Okay. Makindu, we have sunny intervals, max of up to 32. Nyeri, we have sunny intervals, max of up to 27 degrees.
Yes.
So
Joto.
Joto.
Hey.
So today is going to. But why is it really cold this morning? cold.
Jana kulikuwa na nini na karibu niseme stew. Kulikuwa na dew.
In the morning.
Kulikuwa na dew. Ni fog ama dew? Fog in the morning. So today we're discussing agribusiness loans, agribusiness funding, agribusiness, how to make money from your farm, from agribusiness. And we will be sharing a slide in the next few minutes in terms of, first of all, what are these loans and why is it important? One of the things Masi nimeona, kwa hii miaka nimelima kidogo, ni if you don't have money, for you to be able to do something in farming is very hard.
If you don't have the money.
Ni ngumu.
There's no way actually you're going to do anything. Because the money is not there.
Yes.
But with farming, okay, you can't risk.
You can't risk.
You can't risk.
You cannot risk.
Because I don't want to talk about your cabbage story for today. But I learned you can't risk in farming.
No,
yeah.
You can't. The thing about farming is that when you risk, there are aspects of it that you neglect. Okay, not really neglect, but there are some aspects of the farm that will suffer because you cannot avoid watering.
Yeah.
You cannot avoid spraying. You cannot miss buying fertilizer. So you have to look for other options of survival. And you see that those other options of survival, kizungumkuti.
Okay. I want to see these other forms of survival.
Exactly. Yes. So we will get to understand first of all what is agribusiness. We have interesting that we will be talking about a maize flour. Hata akileo ndaongelesha hey. Unajua tuzi watu western ugali. Yes, so we yes. So what are these agribusiness loans that farmers require? Is something that we'll be discussing in the next few minutes. What are these types of agribusiness loans?
That a farmer can get.
Exactly. Farmers do so many things, so many activities that are out there. And for this, we want to see what aspects of the farm should be funded. Because not all aspects should be funded. For example, salaries should not be funded. Because at least salaries should
generate from the farm.
Exactly. Yeah. Initial steps, probably when you're starting to farm, labda you enjoy inahitajika. And then the next thing that you can want probably to fund is probably expansion. Expanding the farm.
To expand your farm.
Yes, probably you want to improve, probably moving from furrow irrigation to drip irrigation. So let's see. Let us know from your end what are the types of funding opportunities that you would require to see. We'll be talking about KCIC, who have been funding, who have two types. Mercy will be touching about the agribiz. I will be touching about the green biz. So that we see what are the requirements, how can you be able to apply for these loans, and also other financial institutions that are dedicated to farming. Ile kitu nauliza, I've never understood. Okay, now I understand. But I never used to understand why when you take, everybody's eating. Kila mtu anakula chakula. Lakini ukienda kwa bank, hawezi patia mkulima loan. Kwa nini? What do you think?
But you have to have with bank. You can't tell me to trust you. You tell me you have 10 acres of maize that you're going to harvest so that you pay me my money. What if one day just cows decide to eat that maize? Or what if the rains sweep away all your maize?
You might not be bad. What if cows just eat the maize?
So
no, but it's a.
You have to give me something concrete. You
You
have to give me something concrete that I'm going to entrust you with my money as a bank.
But I have it's there.
What?
The farm.
How is the farm going to produce the money?
But I can also get a car and you will fund me. And I might not even use the car every day. I might not if I'm getting a loan to start a taxi business. And if I don't get customers, how will you get your money?
I will take your car.
So you take my farm.
And auction. There's no way I'm going to take your farm. Because, with the farm, if I'm going to take your farm, it means I'm going to put in more effort for me to generate back my money. But with that car, I'm just going to auction it. It's easy. So, just take your car and go and auction it.
So what do you think farmers can be able to do to be able to be marketable to loan to financial organizations?
How farmers, to make farmers to be
attractive too.
Eligible.
Yes, eligible, but also attractive. Because I see everybody, all organizations are funding. Eh?
Yes, but for the thing with farmers, they don't save.
Interesting.
Farmers don't save.
So saving is anti-farming. Farmers are anti-saving.
Most, not all, but
Yes.
most. Like you see, farmers, they operate between when the money has been generated from whatever you've sold out,
Yes.
then it goes back to the farm again. And whatever that remains, it's going to be used for your own use. So uko like, pesa kidogo nimepata kweli nitaweza kusave. No. So you forget about the saving part. But if you're going to entrust the bank with your money,
Yes.
so they're going to entrust you with their money either way.
Hapo umetulima lakini tutakubali. So we are going to talk about 5 types of six types of agribusiness loans that we'll be sharing on your screens in the next few minutes, and we see what are these loans all about, and then we will also talk about what are these institutions that are offering agri loans. Then we will talk about how to be able to be eligible for these loans, and then we'll talk about one organization that actually is doing so much in terms of supporting farmers and agribusiness. They even actually have an agribiz competition, and they have different hubs across the country. So let us get into the types of agribusiness loans. You know, if you can be able to see your screens now, we have a few loans that they have actually been put up there, and I'll just ask our director, Madam Director, to actually put the slide up so that we can be able to see what these are. So the first one is farm operating loans. So these farm operating loans, Mercy, is very interesting. What do you think these are?
The farm operating. This, I think, it's the machinery kwanza involved in the farming. I don't think fertilizer can fall under operating, but let's say the machinery first of all that is involved in your farm.
Yes.
So we can call them as the farm operating part of it.
Exactly.
Like, what do you need? Maybe you have a very big, like 10 acres of land. You're not going to hire people to plow it. You need maybe to find it's called the ox plow. Or you can find something that can be used to plow your farm.
Mercy and the ox plow.
The ox plow.
Yes, ox plow ile ya ng'ombe.
Yeah, ile ya ng'ombe.
Yes,
Unavuta na ng'ombe.
Another one?
And I think another type of agri loan that can be used, we have the farm storage facility loan.
Yes.
Now the storage facilities, this is where you store your maize. For example, you have harvested your maize. How are you going to store it?
Exactly.
You need to have a very good plan, because just don't harvest it and when umwage pale chini.
Exactly.
We have maybe wadudu, they can invest your maize. You need to come up with a clear plan.
Yes.
This maize, I'm going to create something maybe that's slightly above the ground level, so that maybe I can put my maize inside there. Then maybe leave alone the maize. If it's your cabbage, you have to maintain it. You have to maintain it to remain fresh before it reaches the farm.
Yes.
Because you can't put it in a very hot place. Fresh, yes. Then let's say, for example, if they're fruits or anything, there's a way that you have to store them, such that by the time they reach the market, they're already fresh.
Yes.
Yeah. Then for the farm ownership loans for purchase of land, now this is where you come in. You need to make me understand the ownership loans for purchasing of land.
You know, sometimes you want to invest into like a heavy project. You know, you invest in a heavy project, like for example, like 10 to 15 or even more acreage. And you're looking at the cost of leasing is very expensive. So what you do is that you decide now to probably buy the land, and then that land becomes like collateral, like security for you to get money even to invest in the farm itself.
Okay, so the land becomes your
security.
Interesting.
Not the farm. the land itself.
Yes. Here you provide the title deed.
Exactly.
Okay.
Kuna tofauti ya shamba. Na there's a difference between the farm
and the land. Yes.
Farm contains. Lakini kwa Kiswahili shamba ni shamba bado.
Shamba ni shamba. Lakini now we're going to use English. Then we'll help.
There's a difference between land and farm. Because remember, it can just be land available, but not the farm. So one thing that I've seen that is very interesting is that we can be able to to do is actually make sure that we are understanding whether do you need to buy land, and if you want to buy land, how do you benefit from that?
From that land.
Yes. So when you're taking this loan, so again, these loans are divided into the capex and opex. Sometimes the capex is the capital expenses, the heavy machinery, shamba, drip irrigation, vitu kama hizo. Alafu kuna hiyo ya kwanza ile tumeona farm operating. So labda farm operating is not a lot of money. Probably just buying fertilizer, chemicals, vitu kama hizo ya season moja ama mbili. And then the other one is now hiyo mzito hiyo sasa kusema I need to do drip irrigation. Where you don't get the returns the first season. Probably you get returns after like three years or something. That's when you get your returns back from the drip irrigation. And then we have other loans that are there. Yeah, you can actually see the
dairy and the livestock loan. Now this one you have to get loan to buy cows, or you get loans.
Yes, you have to get loans because one cow is like 150,000.
Right now.
Even more.
One cow.
Yes.
Yeah, a cow it's just like 40,000.
Hiyo ni ile sasa inatembea tu ile inatembea huko inakula kila mahali.
But a well-maintained cow, a healthy cow,
a dairy cow,
ile yenye inatoa 10 liters of milk.
Yes, it should be giving you 20
liters.
Yes. And if you want it like as you write a pedigree, if you want it for a longer, as the one that gives you more, you actually get like one that gives you even 30 liters. So you are the milk from the cow. There are some people who've actually even insured that milk.
Insured the milk.
Exactly.
Yeah, because but milk you can insure because this is a cow that is producing milk.
But now, why would somebody believe that you can get milk and does not believe that you can have a farm?
A farm.
Do you know actually getting a dairy and livestock loan is easier than getting a horticulture loan? But
if either way I was person offering this loan,
yes.
I could actually give the dairy and the livestock.
Why?
Because you have the cows. I can see them. They are moving. They are walking. There's no way all of them can say to die once.
You can take them if I don't pay.
I can take them and go and sell them. And you see you producing milk.
Yes.
Let's say that liters of milk, you are selling them it at around, let's say 40 bob.
Yes.
There are people who are going to sell it maybe.
Yes.
So that's 30 bob, 40 bob per liter with 30 liters of milk.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
But it comes from the cow. And it comes from, probably it's eating the fodder from the farm. But the farm will not be insured.
Insured.
Yes.
I will make us understand why you
because
farms. You're not even given loans easily.
Another type of loan is called the structured crop loan. So structured crop loan is something like, but bigger, not probably 1 acre or 2 acres. No, it's something slightly bigger, and when you talk about slightly bigger, it means that when you're doing things like wheat, if you're doing maize, like large scale, when you're doing things like pyrethrum, coffee, tea,
millets,
yes, those ones now you get more structured crop loan, because they know that you will harvest at a certain period. This is you have an assured, exactly. You also have an assured buyer, who can be able to do that.
And so they sell actually like this maize, and if you are a large scale farmer, they sell.
Yes, exactly.
Compared to this
to the next loan that we're going to discuss. Lakini naona kama nataka kutulima.
Inato nimeacha kuingia sasa.
The other one is horticulture loan. Very interesting. Horticulture loan is now where things like unasikia kama greenhouse loan, you've given you're actually funded to do a greenhouse.
Set up a greenhouse.
Yes, exactly. And then setting up a greenhouse, you also funded to do probably a crop for a season. These are normally smaller loans. Yes, small loans. Yes.
For this, like not, let's say, like for example, you're planting beetroots.
Yes.
Like not
beetroots. Zeni kama unaweza pewa loan ya beetroot. Hapana.
Labda kitunguu.
Labda kitunguu.
Kitunguu you can give loans.
Beetroots unaweza kata hapo kwa kitchen garden. So basically this one is loans that actually make sense to the bank.
Okay.
Sasa unajua ukipelekea bank manager
mwambie I have beetroots.
Anaweza shangaa na aseme are you very serious?
Then we have the farm development loan.
Yeah, so the farm development is very important. This is now the capital expense. One of the ones that I was explaining. At the beetroot loan. I got a loan to plant beetroots.
You ended up taking up a loan to pay for that loan.
Huyo bank manager hata ataanza kufutwa kazi. Because I think what is normally funded is normally high value crops. So that's the thing that we.
But beetroot, it's very rare to find beetroot.
Because the demand is very low. Kula beetroot mwisho.
I can't remember.
Yes, no sasa. Tula bank manager ajaiona hata labda beetroot.
Hata bibi kuna beetroot kwa nyumba that time.
Yes, so we're discussing about agribusiness and how you can be able to get the loans. We've seen some of the agri loans that that you as a farmer can be able to take. We will talk about more in detail in terms of how you can be able to structure and package yourself so that you prepare yourself. I always say, Mercy, prepare to receive. So you have to prepare to receive. Preparing to receive in this instance is, do you keep your records right? Which kind of records do you keep? How do you, umesema farmers are anti-saving? Do you save? Do you bank? When you sell, do you bank that money? Are you paid through a structured payment process? Ama ni cash? Wewe unaangalia cash. Hata wakulima ndio wanamalizanga noti. Na kwa chafu. Lakini hakuna pesa chafu. Yes. So tell us where you're watching us from. Remember, this is Afarmers Media and Afarmers Breakfast Show right here from County 034. And we are discussing how to get money for your farming activities, how to raise capital or funding for your own activities. Remember to give us feedback on Afarmers Media on Facebook, at Afarmers_media on Twitter, and at Afarmers with Z _ on Instagram. So let us know exactly where you're watching us from, what are you doing. If you have ever borrowed a loan, minishayomba loan ya nini. Sitaki kuongea story.
You have to be our testimonial today.
Nishaichukua loan ya nini? Hapana. It was not what I thought it would be. Yes, and we have shared a poll, and we're also sharing it right now on Africa Farmers Club, and we're asking, how can you be able to get money for your farming activities? And we are seeing a very interesting activity. We will be sampling some of the pointers that are actually coming out. Using savings comes out powerful. Sasa kama una savings, if you're a young person,
then we go for loans. If I'm a young person,
una savings,
I don't have savings, then it's going to be tough.
Moto. So we'll see what organizations are doing, what the government is also doing, and where you can be able to go and get these loans from when we come back from the break.
Amaranthus, or locally known as terere, is a highly nutritious vegetable that is cultivated and consumed as a leafy vegetable in many parts of the world. It's easy to grow, matures fast, as it takes an incredible shorter period than most traditional crops. There are many species of Amaranthus, with some green and others red in color. When growing Amaranthus, ensure the soil is well drained and rich in phosphorus, and most importantly, ensure the seeds are well distributed to achieve an even spread when establishing a grain Amaranthus field. Amaranthus is especially loved for its tender leaves and for their healthy dose of ions, vitamins, and a range of minerals.
Mahindi yamekuwa chakula kikuu katika sehemu nyingi za ulimwengu na jumla ya uzalishaji wa mahindi kuliko ile ya ngano au mchele. Mbali na kuwa mahindi ni chakula, pia hutumiwa kutengeneza ethanoli, chakula cha wanyama na bidhaa zingine. Kunayo mahindi ya gume, mahindi ya ganda, yani popcorn, mahindi ya unga na mahindi matamu. Mahindi yanalimwa sana kote ulimwenguni na kiwango kikubwa cha mahindi hutolewa kila mwaka kuliko nafaka nyingine yoyote. Shamba la mahindi linaweza kutayarishwa kwa kutumia njia za kawaida au za kilimo cha uhifadhi. Kilimo cha kuhifadhi ni pamoja na kunyunyizia dawa za kuulia wadudu zilizopendekezwa na wataalamu wa kilimo. Unaweza kutumia trekta au njia ya mikono kufanya kilimo cha mahindi. Ni muhimu kuandaa ardhi mapema ya kutosha kuruhusu magugu kukauka na kuoza kabla ya kupanda.
Agriculture is the art and science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock. Agriculture provides most of the world's food and fabrics. It is not only a source of food and income, but also creates employment opportunities for many people in the world. Over 1 billion people worldwide work in agriculture, generating 2.4 trillion for the global economy. The global impact of farming on the environment is revealed that 40% of the Earth's land is now given over to agriculture. Agricultural development is one of the most powerful tools to end extreme poverty, boost shared prosperity, and feed a projected 9.7 billion people by 2050. And we, the Afarmers Media, roll the carpet for you as we welcome you to our thrilling farm visits to different farmers that educate and inspire you in different sectors in agriculture. Catch us also on our shows on all our social media platforms as we bring you educative and informative information that will help you learn and guide you on your agriculture journey to success. Our farmers attain knowledge and grow profits.
Welcome back to Afarmers Breakfast Show. Karibu niseme mid morning. Mid morning sana. Yes, so welcome back again. We are talking about money. We're talking about some very interesting discussions here. But before we do that, one of the things that most of the banks actually are doing now is making sure that you are doing a soil test. for them to verify that that soil is actually, yes, that soil is actually going to produce optimally, so that whatever they're going to insure you against is something that is manageable, something that tunaweza tengeneza pesa from, and that way then they are sure that, not very sure, obviously kuna natural disasters, kuna vitu kadha kama hizo,
but at least they have hope,
exactly,
that you're going to,
at least utatoa kitu, utazaa kitu,
hata kama utawalipa kidogo tu, at least
exactly, yes, exactly.
So
yes.
farmers should at least have a soil test.
Soil test, but most importantly, not just a soil test. The soil has to be very suitable for agriculture. Remember, there's horticulture, crop, and all that. Some of the banks, some of the financial institutions, actually even have an agronomist. So they'll come and verify the location, just definitely, because see, for them they're doing a due diligence.
Yeah, they have to.
Yes, and that is why you as a farmer need to make sure that you are actually using products that can be able to help your farm produce optimally. And one of the products that you can be able to make sure that you use is called K-Humet. K-Humet, all the way from a very interesting organization called Omnia Nutrology, Omnia East Africa, where they give you what it does. It has some direct benefits. It has direct benefits from ranging from correcting your soil, conditioning your soil, making sure that it is actually getting the I can say the health, the yield that it can be able to give. So that's Omnia. It's called K-Humet, or from Omnia Fertilizers. So just make sure that you have it in your farm, constantly using it to improve the quality, the health, the nutrition aspects of your farm, so that of the soil in your farm, the health of your soil, because a healthy soil is better yields.
A healthy farm. A healthy farm is better yields, or more yields. You can actually, if you need to check more of Omnia's product, you can actually visit their website, and you can get to know each product, and the benefits that it has on your soil.
Exactly.
Each and every specific product.
Yes.
What benefits it has to your soil? What does it do specifically on your soil? Because we've said for you to have better yields, first you have to entrust with your soil, which it has to be healthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now moving from health, we also want to get something that is also healthy. Something that is also healthy, and something that is healthy is food. Something that is healthy is also food.
Food is healthy.
Yes.
My food brings health. My food gives you a healthy body.
Wanasema ati uko pande ya Western, watu hawashibi. Watu wanachoka kukula.
But I know people from Western, for them to be considered they have eaten a meal.
Yes.
Ugali has to be there.
It has to be there. And it has
you
to
can
be,
eat rice, will them to have you eaten. Me, I have not eaten anything today.
Yes.
Nothing has come into my stomach.
Lakini hiyo ugali si ugali tu. Lazima ikuwe ugali wa unga fulani. Yes. And we'll be talking about that baadaye. Kidogo baadaye nimeambiwa kwanza ni tuendelee na mambo ya pesa hapa, ya loans hapa.
Before we go to food.
Exactly. So one of the things that we want to discuss now is very interesting, and you will be seeing that on our screens in the next few minutes. What we're going to discuss is something very interesting. What with available funds, what can farmers achieve, especially young people, you know,
the old farmers,
exactly,
because upper in between they have exposure and everything.
Yes.
But now people who are facing the challenges,
yes,
is the youth and the old farmers.
Exactly.
Because you can't tell me right now I want to venture into farming.
Yes.
So you tell me, Mercy, you're going to use your savings.
Yes.
Where am I getting the savings from?
Yes.
For example, for the funds available,
yes,
okay, with the funds available,
yes,
the youths and the old farmers, they can be able to maybe access their land by either buying,
yes,
or not only buying but
yes,
renting the land.
Yes.
Maybe I have the farm,
yeah,
and it's a very big farm.
Yes.
I can decide to rent part of this farm.
Yes.
And then the money that I'm going to acquire, I'm going to invest on the other part of the land.
Exactly. Yes.
Before maybe deciding now to expand my farm. I have to start somewhere. I have to start small.
Yes.
They call it baby steps.
Baby steps.
The way you unapanda stairs, you can't jump from uko chini up to the
acha nikwambie, ukijaribu kupanda stairs ndio utajua muhimu wa small steps.
Yeah.
Hata ukitaka hawezi panda tatu. Hata kama
sasa unaweza anguka chini urudi tena back to square one.
hata uvunjike mguu kushinda kupanda hizo stairs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so why do young people and old farmers, what can they be able to do with available funds that they can be able to get? Because this, much as we're talking to farmers, we're also talking to you who is also offering financial solutions to be able to farmers. You know, what are the things that, if enabled well, they can be able to do? So we'll be sharing that screen in the next few minutes as well. And one of these things that we've seen, that young people don't have access to land. Okay, so with available resources, then they can be able to do something interesting. They can be able to access land. Yes,
they can either buy land,
exactly,
or rent land.
or rent
if
land.
you don't have the land itself,
Exactly.
you can say to buy. And if you don't have the money to buy a whole acre of land, you can say to rent. Maybe with the time now, you can get the resources and the money to buy the land.
Exactly. And buying is not very important.
Buying is not important.
Accessing the land is
The
what
land,
is
at
most
least
important.
you should have the access to the land.
Exactly. Yes, yes. The other one is also very critical, and that's one of the things that we at Afarmers do, is be able to access, enable young people and farmers as well to be able to access training.
Trainings, education, and skills.
Yes.
Like, for example, if we have let's say an expo.
Yes.
You call in the young farmers, they come and see, so okay, now this is how I should plant, and this is I should use the fertilizer, and this is the spacing that should be done, and everything. And you get to realize that with these trainings and the education and the skills that farmers are, or the youths or the older farmers are experiencing, they're going to gain the knowledge on how to plant, and not just on how to plant it, exactly how to do this procedure of planting and everything. Then you find, for example, with these available funds that are there,
Yes.
the youth and the old farmers can also get access to markets due to available budget for maybe transport, packaging and pricing, or renting of lorries to transport their products to the farm. You have the farm, maybe you've rented the farm, you've gained the knowledge, now you've planted, and you've done a perfect job. Now you have to have the access to the markets, this market, because you need to have, there's a budget that is there, maybe for transportation, the packaging, the pricing, and the renting of these lorries that are going to be used to transport your products to the market. And then another thing that with the funds that are there, that these youth or the old farmers are able to access, is the new farming technology, such as the farm monitors, the digital system, and the new age greenhouses. The funds are there, yes, and we have the farmers need to have the technology to plant, let's say planting.
Yes.
And you get to realize that farming is an art, yes.
Exactly.
But you need to use, we were talking about embracing the new technology.
Yes.
And the smart farming, and maybe it's let's say they're using the drones in farming, the way you can detect maybe there's a disease in your farm.
Yes.
You can detect maybe your farm is lacking something by using these drone technologies.
Exactly.
That's what we refer to as smart farming. And so the funds that are available, the youth, the old farmers, or the farmers in general, they're going to access these new technologies.
Yes.
And get to learn and how to do it with the farm monitors, with the digital systems, and the greenhouses.
Yes.
Like, for you to have a greenhouse, you have to know how to maintain it.
Exactly.
Specifically.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. And just that knowledge, that knowledge is very important, very critical knowledge. I remember kuna wakati greenhouse ilibebwa na maji. Cheka tu.
Nilikuwa nataka kusema na upepo.
Ya upepo ilibebwa?
Upepo inaweza beba greenhouse.
Kabisa.
If you've not set it up.
Let me tell you, even my neighbor in one of the farms where we were setting up the training center called me juzi akaniambia nyumba ya kuku. Acha nikwambie, that's why these things are called natural disasters.
They're not foreseen.
They're just natural. As in, you can't
can
copy.
actually sit and laugh because how
Kapsa,
does it even happen?
that guy called me and told me, by the way, the farm manager called me and told me, I'm trying to get my boss. I was like, why?
Oh, you do get
what's very important, that you have to call me.
Can't wait till
Ati nyumba imebebwa na upepo. Nyumba ya kuku imebebwa na upepo. So I'm like, what do you mean imebebwa na upepo? Yes. And so I told him, do you have a WhatsApp? Yes. Just call. So he sent me a photo. And seriously, Yeah.
You have a picture, like you get
Yes.
anatuma picture.
Alituma.
Like the farm has been,
Yes.
like the house
Yes.
has been carried by wind.
Yeah, there's a time I was told that the greenhouses zangu zimebeba. I lost around 6 greenhouses because of wind. So those are some of the things that you also
The
need.
natural disasters.
Exactly.
And those are some of the things that you need to when installing such kind of technologies.
Yes.
Such kind of things in your farm.
Mimi na greenhouse niliwachana nazo. Apart from the ones that are very in a place where wind is not blowing. Siwezi weka greenhouse tena. Labda shed net.
No, but you know the greenhouse, whatever the material that has been made of. Ama it's the lazima iende chini. How do you even set up a greenhouse?
Don't put a greenhouse in a windy area. In a place where you
there's no
sit.
escape route at you're going to set it up vizuri.
One day that wind will come. It's like building a house near a river. One day that river will flood and it will carry your house. So that's interesting. That's just some of the ways that we are seeing very interestingly, like farmers can be able. We need these loans. We need this financial assistance. And it's not something that farmers are not saying that. We're not saying that farmers are just lazy. No, it's because it requires capital injection. We need to put money in
for you to get such
exactly.
kind of
Ndio ianze kuzaa. And hiyo kuzaa is a process. It's a process.
It takes time.
Where?
It's not a one night thing.
Hey.
Just have to be patient because it's a process pole.
Exactly.
Maybe kesho unapata maybe zimekuwa infested na pesticides. You need to find a solution.
Yes, but you see now that's the thing that I always mention to financial institutions and tell them the option that you can be able to make sure that this is working well is make sure that the farmers that you are giving the access to these loans are also trained. The farm workers are also trained, so that your money is safe. You are giving out a loan, unless now you're looking at let me give these loans in case they don't pay. We will take their shamba. We will take this. Umesema shamba ichukuliwangi, tutachukua ng'ombe ama mbuzi ama German shepherd.
Just said it's a process. So you're telling me the bank is going to wait and wait for maybe they start again investing in your farm.
Ngumu sana.
You see, it's hard.
Very hard. Yes. And so with that, we want to remember that we are also part of a process that is going on, and some of the things that you can also be able to make sure that you are marketable, you as a farmer, is to make sure that whatever you are using on your farm, you can be able to use that as a way that you leverage and say, oh no, there's an advantage as to why I'm doing what I'm doing. My produce is more marketable because of a few things. And one of the things that you can be able to make sure that your produce is marketable is by making sure that you observe the required good agricultural practices. And these agricultural practices are very interesting. And we have been doing a campaign. We are still doing the campaign. And the campaign is basically safe use of pesticides. So that ukifika, where is it called? Now what was I saying? Ukifika sokoni, when you reach the market, your product
to sell.
Yes, and it's premium because you can tell people, I don't spray a lot. And you have records to show that you don't spray a lot. Yeah, very interesting. So I'm not saying that it has to be organic, no, but you can be able to quantify and say, I know
the correct amount.
Exactly. This is the correct amount of fertilizer. This is the correct amount of this. This is correct. Exactly. Yes.
But you get, for example, with the pressure that I have acquired money from the bank.
Yes.
I have the loan. Maybe now my crops have been invested maybe by pests.
Yes.
Now the solution, like with this pressure, maybe a farmer tends to think that I'm going to apply more of the pesticides, such that they don't come back again. How am I going to
meza headaches nne?
But people tend to think like that, but it's not right.
It's not right. Yeah, it's not right at all. Don't overspray, don't underspray.
Yeah, just use the correct amount.
Exactly.
Use calibrated tins. If you're going to measure, just measure, like specifically. Maybe if your dealer told you to use 10 ml, just use that specific amount, because he knows or she knows, like, this is the correct amount that is going to help your farm or your crop that have been invested by pesticides.
Yes, exactly. Just to bring out that message, as Marcy has mentioned, very critical is, number one, always use the dosage, the amount and volume application rate of pesticide stated. That is very, very important, especially on the label, and observe the spray intervals. We have the pre-harvest intervals. This message has actually been brought to you as a farmer. by Market Access Upgrade Program, Markup, and UNIDO, as well as other partners like KEFIS, PCPB, and we here at Afarmers. So we are actually running this campaign to make sure that safe use of pesticide is something that is being observed. Good agricultural practices is something that is very paramount, and we make sure. So you can visit the Markup website and just get to learn what they do. There is also something very interesting. I saw that just the other day that they have a podcast. It's called Markup Mazao, where it's actually very interesting that they have a lot of information and talking to farmers.
How to use.
Yes.
Because me as the bank. Now
Yes.
I'm going to be the bank here, and I'm giving you the money. I need you to be safe. So
Yes.
just use this.
Exactly.
The pesticides. Take care of yourself. Like
Yes.
you know the procedure. Maybe wear gloves, wear the headgear, use gumboots while spraying. Just use the correct amount. Wear your mask while spraying the pesticides. Because I need you to pay back my money.
Exactly, and we say dawa bora, mazao bora. Yes. So again, we are seeing that there's so many aspects, Mercy, on when it comes to funding and all that. But now we want to find out something very interesting. We have been discussing with an organization called KCIC, Kenya Climate Innovation Center. And what they have been doing is that they've made sure that we are able to understand what is this thing that they are doing. You know, what is this thing that they are doing? How can we be able to benefit out of it? And it is not an easy thing. I can say for sure it's not an easy thing for somebody to say, you know, I'm going to give you loans.
Give you fund, but you know they have some consideration, let's say some things that they have to look at.
Exactly.
They have a specific criteria in which they're going to see that, okay, you now you're eligible to get a loan.
But anyway,
But
yes.
But let's say they have considerations.
Yes.
And for you to be safe as a farmer, so as to be on the safe side,
Yes.
you need to get a loan. There's some things that you need to look at, and there's some things you have to look.
Yes.
If, for example, I'll say let's say your seeds or your crops, are they resilient maybe to drought? Or to, as you said, this is nature. We were experiencing rains, but they're not here.
Yes.
The seeds that you put on the ground,
Yes.
are they resilient to this drought?
Yes.
How are they going to do? The moment that the weather is going to change, your crops are dead. Or your seeds are not even going to come up out of the soil.
Anajita mkulima. The young farmer.
The young farmer. Yeah,
Anawambia maneno hapa. Very interesting.
I'm a youth farmer.
Yes.
Youth farmer.
And you see, those are the things that I think sometimes I find that there's a disconnect kidogo kwa industry. Because farmers take that their responsibility is to grow crops and sell.
That's it.
But they are just part of the whole ecosystem. Because lazima they have to grow healthy food, safe food. They also have to get access to financial institutions where they can be able to improve their yields.
Maybe to expand their farms.
Exactly. Right now the cost of fertilizer is so high. So how can farmers also understand what to do right? Yeah. So I think that's something very critical. And as we promised in the beginning, as we started the show, is that we have been working with an organization that is that supports farmers. And even before the organization itself, we will just discuss something briefly about where do farmers get funding. You know, we said that we have shared a poll as well in Africa Farmers Club, and the poll is actually generating very interesting discussion here. And we are seeing that many people are actually saying that we can
use the savings.
Yes, savings is safer.
Savings safer. But what if I don't have the savings? Then I go for the loans.
We go for the loans. And now these loans, we want to find out how do you access these loans, and where are these organizations that are actually giving out these loans? You know, so that is something very important that you also need to know where it is. You know, and so some of these organizations that are giving out loans are government programs, and the government programs that are giving out loans are depending on the size of the loan. Mercy, kuna Uwezo Fund, nasikia kulikuwa na Uwezo Fund.
Uwezo Fund,
yes, and it is there and it works. You just need to go and find out where it is. Go to the Ministry of Agriculture website, find out more about that information. You can actually go to AFC, that is Agriculture Finance Corporation, where they have specific loans for both big and small farmers.
Small-scale farmers.
Exactly. Where you can be able to benefit all that. There's the Youth Enterprise Development Fund. Hiyo ni kabisa, it's there, it's available. You can be able to go apply for a loan. It is straightforward. Nobody should tell you at leta kichai kidogo hapana. Yes.
Just go, but you need either way. You need to be eligible.
Exactly. So you need to find out whether you're eligible or not. We also have other institutions. We have the banks. Lakini kama unaweza avoid, let me whisper. If you can avoid borrowing a loan from a bank to farm, please do.
Much better.
I'm not saying don't go and get a loan.
But
No.
if you have other options,
Afadhali.
just go for option B. If that was option A, go for option B.
Scrap it.
It should be another option, just when you don't have hope.
My
like
friend.
when all your needs are lost, or your ways, hakuna any other way.
Shamba itauzwa.
Hey, they can come auction your farm plus your house.
You know, for them, they're in business. They're seeing zeros and ones. They're not being emotional. Or, you know, I grew crops, ngombe, Mercy amesema
So
ngombe
please
itakula.
niunie.
Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. No. Yeah, so that's the beginning. But what we want to urge farmers is just agriculture sector is very crucial. It is not a short term. You know, don't get a loan for a very short term. You know, you know, I went for it's called financial literacy. In fact, we'll bring that lady here from Equity Bank, and she was saying that there's a very critical part of the whole money part that farmers don't understand. Because I asked her, why is it that banks give less than probably 5% of their loan portfolio to agriculture? And she's like, number one, you'll never control how a farmer sells.
True.
Because that's auza. Then next thing, bankability. Farmers don't bank the money. Ati hata haweki kwa M-Pesa. Ati they receive cash.
And just move to up around.
Unauza mboga, unanunua fertilizer. So that the financial institution does not play an important role in between there. So that is something that is very interesting. So keep your records again very well. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, and we also want to invite you to a testing. We have something that we'll be testing on Saturday. We'll be sharing the details. We'll be testing how to use Farmers Network.
Farmers Network.
Yes, the
application.
Exactly.
It's an app. So if they can attend.
Yes.
And here at the Farmers.
Here, apa.
034.
034. If you can attend.
Yes. We have our number that's just running down the screen there.
Yes.
0700293031. If you need more info on how you're going to reach here or just more info on what is going to happen specifically on Saturday, you can call that number 0700293031, and you can get help, and you're going to learn a lot. That one we can promise you that. We can
learn and win.
Yeah, we actually learn and win.
Kutakuwa na zawadi hapa.
Yes.
Wanasema zawadi kem. Wananiambia Diana nifundishe hiyo.
Purpose to attend.
Yes, so we want to get into now who is this person that for sure can support you as a farmer that we have seen. We have seen them supporting quite a number. You know, I have a friend of mine called Andrew Goto. And Andrew Goto is the one who is in charge of the Machakos hub for KCIC. And he's very interested, and especially him as well as the organization, to be able to support farmers. Yeah. And so KCIC is Kenya Climate Innovation Center. What they sometimes people say that they need to say who they are. So it's basically an incubation center, an incubation and capacity building, and financing options to new small and medium business ventures in Kenya for Kenyan entrepreneurs that are developing innovations to address three things. One main thing is climate change, but you see, when climate change comes with so many other things that we'll be able to know. Yes, and with that we have aspects and areas where KCIC actually wants to invest in, and we'll be sharing the screen on the screen in the next few minutes. We can actually have that slide up, and yes, and I think yes. So it is actually any agribusiness that falls under those categories, that are there. And we'll talk about KCIC in a few minutes. So, so they have two different options. But before even getting into understand that, we just want to see the slide that talks about the areas, the criteria that is being used.
That they use.
Yes.
Or if your agribusiness falls in there.
Yes. Yeah. If your initiative falls within there. So that particular is very interesting. They have around 5 areas where, if your agribusiness solution, innovative solution falls under, then you'll be able to access some of these facilities, especially the financial facilities. So, number one, one of the areas, as we can see on the screens right now, number one is resilient crop and seeds. So if you are in the if your agribusiness idea falls under that, in terms of developing resilient crop and seeds, then that automatically goes there. The next
By
one,
resilient is resilient to drought, or
yes,
or any drought or extreme rain.
kuna kitu ulisema climate smart. So climate smart means kama ni for example you say it's what is it called, in an area like Kajiado, you grow crops that won't dry because there's no water.
There's no water.
Yes, so you select seeds, you develop seeds that can be able to withstand the heat
or the extreme.
Exactly. So vitu kama malenge hivi, ukipanda mahindi, select a variety
that can be able
exactly
can be able to grow without a lot of water.
Exactly. Yes, if you can be able to also develop that, I think it's something that you can score. You know, when I mentioned that, it reminds me of some areas have a lot of water but produce very little. Some areas have little water but produce more. So those are some of the innovative idea that you can also come up with, and KCIC will be glad to actually fund that. The next step is what Mercy has mentioned, climate. You know, climate-friendly, energy-efficient agricultural machinery. So if you can develop a machinery, you can either you want to develop or to bring or to something that can be able, farmers can be able to use, that is climate-friendly and energy-efficient, then automatically that's something you can be able to come in.
But you know, with crops, before planting, like it's just I'll say the denominator. Climate has to be there.
Exactly.
It cuts across each and every type of crop.
Exactly.
You won't say that this type of crop I'm just going to plant it anywhere. You have to just think exactly, like, this is the type of crop that I have and this is the climate that I have in my area. So whatever that I'm going to plant in this shamba of mine, it's going to be to work in this climate.
Yes. Yes, so you have to make sure that that is something that you have to factoring constantly. The other thing is that the area that they actually fund is energy efficient irrigation. So you have to make sure that if probably using solar irrigation because it's energy efficient, probably using a pump that like a hydro pump, you know, where it just uses the force of water to pump water back. If you're using petrol pump na diesel, hapo labda ni itakuwa ngumu. Kama ni stima pia itakuwa ngumu kidogo, but you can actually think about that and look at the website as well. Energy efficient food processing. Unajua, that is where the beginning of success of farmers are. If today, kama mimi niko karibu kuanza kufanya, ongea na mheshimiwa, tuko karibu kuanza kufanya food processing. Because we realize a lot of food that is going to waste. You know, like you have chilies, you have crops, but sometimes they go to waste. So if you can be able to develop and come up with an idea of energy efficient food processing, automatically KCAC will be able to consider your innovation. The other one is very interesting. In line with what the campaign that we're running for Climate Smart. Sorry, for safe use of pesticides. So the other thing that, as the name stands out, is climate-friendly inputs, alternatives for example, pesticides, fertilizers, grain drying, and other field operations. So if you can be able to develop concepts, your idea and concepts around this, automatically then you can be able to benefit from KCIC programs. And with that, we are interestingly getting feedback. We got a lot of feedback. I remember that a few days back, I actually got a thank you note, and the thank you note came from can I say from my friend. So there's this young man who approached me a few days back. And he actually told me that I cannot get his name here. Okay, I'll get it. I'll share it later on. He actually just told me thank you very much for having shared the. I can't get the number here. It's fine. Okay, yeah. So he just told me thank you very much. I applied for the KCSE Agribiz loan and I've been considered. And he's actually the Machakos hub, and I was really excited. Reason being that it works. You know, sometimes you're told, you know, this program, apply, and kujaza tu mapengo hapana. I've seen people who benefited from KCSE.
You have testimonials.
Exactly.
People have, like, experience and actually gotten along.
Yes. And in fact, we're planning for an expo, a small expo, and we'll be having some of the beneficiaries of the KCSE program
coming,
and even showcasing the products that they're doing. You know, they've funded honey, honey processing and stuff like that. So go to the website, check it out. But we have two programs. one is called agribees, the other one is called green bees. But we want to go for a short break. When you come back, we'll talk about agribees in detail, and it's a program from KCIC. Then also we'll talk about, you're talking about agribees, I'll talk about green bees, what are the requirements, why are they even called green bees and agribees. We'll talk about that in detail.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we will talk about a very interesting flour, unga ya ugali.
Ugali. Okay, food.
Yes. This is a Farmers Breakfast Show with Noah Nasiali and
me, Masike Munto.
yes.
We'll be back shortly.
Yep.
Spinach is a dark leafy vegetable that originated in Persia. Spinach is a superfood as it is loaded with tons of nutrients in a low-calorie package. Spinach has been used by various cultures throughout the history. Spinach is a versatile vegetable and can be eaten raw or cooked. It can be incorporated quite easily in any diet as it is cheap and easy to prepare.
welcome back to Afarmers Breakfast Show right here from Afarmers Media, where we want you to connect, learn, and grow. And we've been talking about money, how to be able to fund your agribusiness activities, whether you should take a loan and stuff like that. And we have actually seen some discussion going on Africa Farmers Club. And most of you are saying that the best way of actually doing and getting to be able to get money for your farm activities ni utumie savings zako, yani ujipange.
And why are people not voting for friends and families?
Hata nimeanza kushangaa bana.
I actually thought that would be a way to raise funds. Just ask for a few friends,
ama labda
relatives.
Labda watanunua hiyo mboga, utasema si tuko na shares.
Actually, or maybe, but I was told for your, probably for your business to succeed, whatever business it is, just keep your relatives and your friends out of it.
Hata sitaki kwenda hiyo maneno. I don't even go that.
So that's why maybe people are not voting.
Yes. And what we'd say is that for you to be a farmer, you need to be healthy. And tumesema kwamba lazima tukule chakula, chakula mzito, chakula ambayo inatuwezesha. And one of the things that I've seen, first of all, it's the packaging of what we want to talk about. Just the packaging of that maize flour, the way it has carried. I would really like just to share that. It's actually a product of Giant Millers. Giant Millers is doing an amazing job in terms of value addition of maize and other things as well. So we just want to share that image of Kana maize meal. It is a brilliant thing. It is a brilliant
packaging.
Yes, exactly.
You can actually say it's maize.
Yes.
From the packaging, it looks just
admirable. More than maize.
More than maize.
Yes. So Kana, it actually comes in different packaging. You know, there is different packaging that is there that you as a farmer need to eat healthy. I can't even say eat healthy. You need to eat healthy. It comes in different packaging. There's 2 kilograms, 1 kilo, and 500 grams. It's now, they say it is modern, quality, professional, and tasty. It is actually very tasty. You know, ugali normally have dried taste. But Kana is, I just love the packaging. Let me just ask the director to just put that packaging back on screen. I just love the way the packaging is done.
They have the 500. You see, they have the 500 grams.
500 grams.
The 1 kg.
1 kg and 2 kg.
So which means even if you don't have just the money to buy the 1 kg, you can afford the 500 grams.
Let me also say, this is very affordable.
Okay.
At a time where flour was expensive, Kana was very affordable. It is now available in all major supermarkets. You know, if you go to all the major supermarkets, you'll be able to get it. They even want to go further and even work directly with farmers. And it's something that excites me when I hear such a statement.
Yeah,
because
you
maize,
have to
exactly,
reach to the ground. If they're then willing to reach to the ground to the farmers,
yes.
Why are you not as a farmer buy this Kana?
No,
it's a very nutritious maize meal.
Wacha niseme vizuri, kuna unga na kuna Kana.
Okay, so
kuna unga
maisha.
Yes. Kuna unga na kuna Kana.
Jaribu Kana.
Yes. So this is something that is interesting as we continue discussing how best we can be able to even reduce price of food and stuff like that. Let us work with those who are also working with us. Those
if they're willing to work with the farmers, then,
yes, let's
work with them.
Exactly.
Instead of your maize rotting maybe in your store.
Yes, or somebody buying at a throwaway price probably.
So just selling just because news that kama andapata tu ya fertilizer peke yake.
Exactly. Yes.
It's not right. So
yes.
Kana is willing to work with the farmers, kufika ground and just getting. If they're willing to work with you, so you as a farmer, you should also be willing to work with them.
Exactly.
And by working with them is kununua
unga.
Wakana. Msema lakini kuna unga na kuna Kana.
Kuna unga na kuna Kana. Very interesting. Yes. So we want to jump into the two particular products or programs that Kenya Climate Innovation Center actually do. One is called AgriBiz, which Mercy here is going to talk about, and then the other one will be GreenBiz. Mercy, take it away.
AgriBiz is an empowerment program. It targets the rural and the pre-urbans. That's the youth and the women who are underemployed, and they are very much willing to venture into agriculture. Yes. So the AgriBiz provides a financial, because finance is a resource. So they provide the finances and the know-how on how to for you to sustain your business. And for these agribiz, we have so many testimonials, and according to their statistics, first of all, let's start with the statistics. Yes.
Nasikia huko pale masi anatoka.
Kwa mali natoka. Kidogo lakini ni vizuri wasijue mali natoka. Sababu mali natoka watu wanaonewa sana. So their statistics is they have 2,400 youth and women who they have funded so far. We have in the terms we have 160 million that they have set aside for their financial partners, that they have set aside so that they can be able to fund these underemployed youth and women that are ready or that want to venture into agribusiness. Then we have 17,000 jobs that have been created, and mainly the aim of the agribiz is to provide decent jobs for youth and women in agriculture value chains in Kenya. They have their main objective, the overall objective, which is inclusive and sustainable growth is promoted in the rural economy, and in alignment to the priorities of the government of Kenya. So with their objective, first of all, is to the rural economy. As we were just talking the other day here, saying that the living standards of farmers is not so much pleasing. The living standards of farmers is not so pleasing because they work, this chain that they are formed here, the money that they get, maybe food, irudi kwa fertilizer, tena irudi kwa shamba, just the chain. That's the chain. Therefore, they don't say.
That's the saying. That's the saying.
That's the chain that the farmers are working with. Just money.
Mkulima anakuza mboga, anakula nusu ya hiyo mboga,
anauza nusu,
anapeleka nusu inaribika kwa njia, anapeleka kwa soko, anauza hiyo pesa. Hiyo pesa analipa school fees, analipa baji, analipa mshahara, anafanya hivyo. Hiyo ingine ananunua fertilizer tena anarudisha
tena kwa shamba.
Hata mkulima anangara. Hakuna pali tunapata. But anyway, but we're growing it into that, and we're seeing so many here. Yes.
Then we have their objective, which is sustainable job opportunities for youth and women are created in agricultural value chains.
Exactly.
Yes.
Brilliant. As you can see, this is a beautiful, it's a one. I've seen people benefiting out of this. I have heard directly. We had a discussion with KCIC, and the time back last year, we actually had a chat, and they're discussing about KCIC, how to be able to do that, and how to make sure that farmers are actually getting out of this, and it's very interesting now that these things are coming out. They're available. Long time probably to be like, you have to visit offices, but these things are available. Go to the KCIC website.
Their website, you just find out more. You'll see the success stories of different young farmers, different women who have ventured into agriculture, and actually they're doing great out here. Yes.
And then the funding is available. Just make sure, as we said, we will do a recap at the end of the show in terms of the specific areas that we see that you as a farmer can be able to benefit, especially the ideas that you have. So now the other product is called green bees. Green bees is heavy. It is good. It has its process. Again, all houses have their own rules. So since all houses have their own rules, the same here. As we put up the logo, just for people to see what green bees is all about. Basically, there's a form that is there that you'll have to fill if you go to the website. First of all, you have to go to the website application portal. That is even makes it easier. You don't have to go and print all these forms and deliver and take there. Just go to the portal, fill it there. You must indicate which program that you are actually applying for. Exactly. So if it's the incubation program or the accelerator program, so both of them are available with Greenbees. Then the other part of it is once you've submitted, just remember, once you've submitted, you cannot alter that. Okay. And then send it there. So make sure that when you're applying, also make sure
you're very keen.
You're very keen, exactly.
Because you can't alter. Don't lie.
Don't lie. Just say what it is. Say how it is.
Say what you want. They're the best.
They are very friendly.
They won't auction you.
They can't auction you. How they're giving you a grant. But make sure, even if you're applying for these grants, make sure that it's something that is working for you.
Yeah.
it's something that is working for you, okay?
Just don't do it because your neighbor is doing it.
No, don't take a loan because I took a loan.
Yeah.
Labda yangu si loan.
Labda yako ulienda you cut through the corners.
Yes. So the green biz comes in two parts, and I'd just like to share this. The green biz comes in two parts. There's green biz incubation program, and then there's green biz accelerator program. So the incubation program is a 12-month program that targets startups. So it's something that you already have started, and specifically early stage, that is probably 1 to 3 years. Or and you've developed something like a prototype. Umesema, I want to do value addition. So there's something that you've gone around, labda umesema, yes, you've researched, you've probably even identified a few farmers who will supply you with, say you want to make chili sauce. Chili sauce or chili sauce, yes.
Yeah, chili sauce.
And you want to make that, make sure that you're actually identifying
the farmers that will provide you the chilies,
exactly,
the best chilies
the best chilies, yes.
Yeah.
Not the worst because you're going to process, no, the best chilies, you know. And then something else is that you need to have registered your company, either sole proprietorship, business registration, or a limited public limited company, no, private company, a limited company you've registered. Then probably you are within, so KCIC, something that we forgot to mention is that it has some thematic areas. So go to the website, check out which are these thematic areas, because that's the only area that the areas that they'll support you. It's quite huge, because Machakos also covers Kajiado, so and then Nairobi is covered by Kiambu, you know. So make sure that you're within these areas. Make sure you also have an innovative product. Nobody wants to fund just an idea. Just even if it's an idea, make sure that
look realistic.
Yes, ni kitu hata wewe mwenyewe
unaweza fanya.
Yes, even you can buy.
Don't overthink.
Yes.
Just do a realistic thing that hata ukiangalia from afar, you can buy it from yourself.
Exactly.
Look from this other side. If I'm the one buying it, can I go to this person and buy this product? Then if you say no, then
that's something very interesting. Sometimes we sell products that we can't buy, and then we expect our friends to buy
from us.
They can't.
Then you say you have fake friends.
And then you say we have fake friends. That was Yes, so that is the first program. That is the Green Biz Incubation Program. Then the other one is the Green Biz Accelerator Program, which is a 9-month. So the innovation, so the incubation program is 12 months. The accelerator program is 9 months, and basically what it helps you is setting the clients on a rapid business growth. So it's something that they want to help you accelerate. Kukimbia. Yeah. So it also prepares you as a farmer, you as an investor. Remember, you as a farmer, you are also
the investor.
Exactly.
You're not just farming.
You're not just farming. You are investing in your business. So, so the accelerator program helps you. They help you be able to get to be investor ready. So if somebody else wants to come and pump in money to your business, that is what the accelerator program does. And it comes with business coaching. It comes with some money aspect of it. It comes with a lot of support from KCIC as well. What this needs is accelerator program is something that you need to have a product that you're selling. So it needs to be something that you already started selling. Probably it is value addition. Then you also need to have staff. You cannot get you should never join an accelerator program.
You don't have
staff, because staff are the ones who help you and scale. You cannot do everything on your own, as much as even if you want it.
You want to do it.
Exactly. So the eligibility is very simple. It's a process that you actually go through. You need to have business compliance, and business compliance is basically things to do with either it's a registered company or sole proprietorship. And if you do that, make sure that you at least it should have been done. Don't go and do it today and expect to. No, you should at least have it for 3 months.
You should have done it before.
Yes, at least 3 months utakuwa umefanya. Make sure that you do that as well. Then something else is that make sure that you are within 5 aspects that they actually look at. Number 1, agribusiness, renewable energy, water management, commercial forestry. So make sure that you are within those 5 areas. So if you're in agribusiness, automatically you're qualified. Exactly. So that is one of the things that I keep on asking farmers, that why are farmers not registering their farms as a business? Because now when the funding comes, some funding will not come to you as an individual.
It come to you as a business,
as an organization. Yes. So you can pick it up and say it. Remember, don't fear taxes. Sometimes those taxes zinajenga nchi, lakini kama Kenya inajenga nchi.
Sasa mwananchi ama
So when you're in agribusiness and you're applying for the green biz from KCSC, what you should be looking at are 5 areas, as I've mentioned again. You need to promote heat and drought tolerant resistant crops and seeds. You should be able to be thinking about sustainable climate resilient farming methods. So don't go there and say, we need to do farming that requires a lot of water, because that automatically that becomes a problem. So maji haipatikani.
Maji ni ngumu. Ama mali uko maji haipatikani.
Yes. So inakuwa shida.
You need to put in tena some more effort sana to, so you can either way choose to have a crop that is resilient to drought.
Yes. Hapo automatically be funded. Another thing is also efficient irrigation. Tafuta solution that can create sufficient what is it called, irrigation method that you can be able to use. Yes.
Then you have climate friendly inputs.
Yes.
Not forget.
Mkulima hapa ananikumbusha hapa. Yes. Yes. Yes, so climate, always think about climate. Anything that you build that let me give you a secret, anything that you're building now, make sure it's climate smart friendly. Climate smart friendly will be able to benefit a lot. So when you talk about agribusiness, that's where you are actually coming. The eligibility is there. The application selection is very simple. Just apply, send it out there. It will be screened for eligibility. Yes, it takes some time, but make sure that you actually do it. They have they say that they have a very interesting scoring method, which is 1 to 42.
Okay.
So they score applications based on that. It takes some time. This kind of funding, this kind of grants, opportunities are not reaction based. It's not like probably you go and you want mobile money and you want to borrow a loan. It comes immediately. Or they decline immediately. No.
It takes time.
Exactly.
But
Yes.
either way, it doesn't hurt to try, because you can try and you end up getting a fund that is going to boost
Very
or help
important.
your
Yes.
farm or your
Yes.
business. Let's call it a business, because
Exactly.
you have to register it.
Yes.
It's not your
Yes.
own personal possession. Now
Yes.
it's a business.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then make sure that you also are between 18 years and 35. Sisi mimi nimechujwa. I'm out.
I'm in.
So 18 to 35. If you are a lady, even if you are 60 years, you can still apply for KCSE programs.
Okay.
That's
So
the beauty
which
about
favors
it.
women. Okay.
Yes. So either a youth, if you are a gentleman, if you are a
Between
man,
18 to
between
35.
18 and 35, but more towards 18 to 34, because you can be 35 tomorrow and you're applying for it today.
For today.
So when they look at it, they say, huyu amepita.
Amepita.
So try and do it earlier. If you can do it as groups, it's also good.
much better.
It's actually much better. And then the criteria for the scoring is basically there. How scalable is your idea, your agribusiness idea?
And how realistic it is.
Exactly. It has to have climate impact. Is it helping to create jobs? You know, what happens, you know, is it innovative enough? You know, entrepreneur commitment. You as a person, are you committed? You cannot go and get a loan for your farm activities and you're in your farm once a week. Nobody will trust you, because it means out of 30 days, you're only there for 4 days.
For 4 days.
So who takes care of the risks?
When you're not there.
Who makes those decisions? You know. So again, your dedication and commitment is very, 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 very important. Yes. And then something that you should also make sure that you understand is that this is something that is they conduct a due diligence, and so you have to make sure that you as a farmer is saying the truth. Kila kitu hapo. And those two programs, I can tell you for sure, having seen beneficiaries, having talked to KCIC, they have actually brought it out very clearly that this is something that they're doing, and they're supporting farmers between 18 and 35 years old, especially as men. For ladies, hata kama umezeeka. Oh, sorry, si umezeeka, hata kama miaka imepita.
If you just past 35,
even 50 years,
yes.
So long as your idea is meeting the criteria, automatically you will be funded as well. Yes, Mercy, last words. Na ndio Masai inayoyoma kabisa.
I just want to, we have a proverb, but before the proverb,
yes.
Then we had posted a poll on the Africa Farmers Club asking which is the best way to raise money for farming.
Yes.
And here were the results.
Yes.
So option, and we had used savings. We had, you can apply for a loan, use salary if employed, ask friends, and borrow from friends. And I can say most around 75%
yes.
of the people say that you use savings.
Yeah.
Then the other percent, a slightly smaller percentage, say that you use loans, and the other percentage say that you can use salary if employed.
But remember, don't put money where you cannot see it.
Yeah.
And where you cannot manage it. It is very crucial that whatever you're investing it, make sure it is working for you. If it's not working for you, there's a big problem.
Yeah.
And it happens in business when you set up, but there are a few areas, work in progress, a lot of work in progress. Just make sure that you are every day, when you talk about entrepreneurial commitment, it is you yourself, as how committed are you?
Yeah.
If people are to see your commitment to the cause that you want to do, can they see it? Because unajua kuna vitu hawezi ficha. Like commitment yako kwa biashara hawezi ficha. You can't.
People can actually tell here this one has put in a lot
Yes,
of effort.
yes. You cannot hide.
Kidogo analegea kazi.
Exactly. Yes.
So just put in effort.
Put in what is required,
Yes.
and you'll be very happy.
Yeah.
Put in what is required and you'll be excited. And people will see, and when they see it, they support you.
They support you,
automatically.
yeah. Yes.
Yes. So, any last words kabla tuondoke?
Proverb. So lazima we tell the people the proverb of the day.
Yes.
We have a proverb.
Very interesting.
And our proverb today is, rain beats the leopard's skin, but does not wash out the spots.
I've seen that proverb. And imenipatia mawazo kadhaa hapa. Because it's true. Hata shida zikikupata namna gani. Lakini hata shida zikikupata namna gani, you have to be a bit different. Shida zitatoa the strength that you have in your body.
Yes.
So that's very interesting proverb there. I think
they're just for passing.
Yes.
They're not going to take away your determination that you have in you. Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. This has been a Farmers Breakfast Show. Always happy to connect, learn, and grow together with you, both as a farmer as well as a stakeholder in the industry, just to make sure that we are winning this together, we are succeeding. And the most important thing that we do is that apart from just thinking about making money, we're actually contributing to feeding the world. And for that, we want to be grateful that for you are actually dedicated, for those who are supporting farmers. I'll just mention a few, like Markup, Market Access Program, and with UNIDO, and people like who are actually working directly with farmers, like Giant Millers, Kana, Agnes Irungu. Congratulations, and thank you very much for continuing to support farmers as well.
Yes.
As well as Producers Direct, we have done an amazing campaign
job.
with Producers Direct.
Ensuring that a farmer is vaccinated for your safety, for the safety of your employees, and for the safety of everyone around you.
Yes, so making sure that. So we will be back tomorrow, same time.
Same place.
Have a brilliant day.
The COVID-19 pandemic has affected Kenya's food systems directly through impacts on food supply and demand, and indirectly through decreased capacity to produce and distribute food. In response to that, the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Cooperatives has developed an action plan to address food supply chain and nutrition challenges and recovery for affected communities in the agricultural sector. This action plan includes the establishment of 1 million kitchen gardens to provide food and nutrition security. These kitchen gardens will enable households to maintain healthy eating during the COVID-19 pandemic by ensuring constant availability of nutritious foods. One of the major challenges of kitchen gardening, especially in urban areas, is lack of space. This is due to the high value of land and many competing land use needs in the urban areas. However, it is possible to establish a kitchen garden on a tiny space, all thanks to kitchen garden structures. These structures enable you to make use of the vertical space for growing vegetables, fruits, and spices. There are different variations of garden structures that look absolutely amazing. In this video, we will look at the food rope garden structure. To establish a food rope garden structure, you will require timber or fiddles, nails, a hammer, and a panga.
So to construct the structure, you will identify your site where you want to put the structure. Once you've gotten your site, ensure the siting is good. It's a flat surface where you can easily put the structure, and it's also a place that is not shaded. The structure can be constructed in unproductive land because you'll be using the space up, you're not using the space on the ground. When you are constructing the structure, in some places we have a problem of termites, so you'll use any termite control chemical, for example Gladiator, and any other that you can get in your area. If you don't get Gladiator, you can use any other termite control chemical where you come from. First of all, you get the height. Which height do you want to use? The structure should be at a height that is comfortable for harvesting once you put something on top of it. So you'll get your height depending on what you want. So ours, like for our structure, this particular one, 5 feet is comfortable for most of the people. So once you've measured, you are 5 feet down. Now you have to measure your 5 feet down, and then the structure itself, you have to measure the width that you want. And our width is 50 centimeters from one post to the next. But you can just do 45. Do 45. That is 1.5 feet from the width of the structure. 1.5 feet, and then 5 feet up. And then once you've done that, now the length will depend on how long you want the structure to go. Yeah. So once you've gotten your length, you'll now design the partitionings of the structure. So partition of the structure is a partition where you can put a bigger micro garden, so that if you decide to use some bigger micro gardens like the drawers, like the trays, it can fit inside there. So the partitioning, the most important thing you should do when you are partitioning your structures, don't put it at least 45 feet and above for every compartment. It should not be less than 45 feet because the crops need some space at least to grow. So you can put 45, like this one you can put 45 feet, and then this one it is bigger for things like skuma, so that when they grow they don't have a problem with hitting the roof very fast. So you measure depending on what vegetables you intend to plant, the compartments. It is not a standard measurement, but depending on what crops you want to plant, that is how you measure. Like for this one, it is not like it's measured because the top is open. So any crop, like the longer crops, can grow here very comfortable. And then this one, the top is sealed. So you see this one, when you measure your 45 centimeters, you can't. This is the smallest you should measure, 45 centimeters. So when you are planting the crops here, there should be crops that won't easily hit here. They don't grow taller than this, because it will be a problem for the crops on the side to go like this. These ones can grow like this, but the ones that side, it will be difficult. So it is very important for this structure. It is called a food drop. For this structure, when you are making the compartments, you should know the crops you want to plant there, and then you make the compartments. Yes. So once you've made the compartments, now you'll place the micro gardens. You'll place the micro gardens that you want to grow on it in the specified compartments. So for today, we have various micro gardens that are already established that we want to place on the structure, and then we see how it looks like when the compartments are already placed inside there. The skuma needs space. That is why you are putting where there is a bigger, the height is bigger. Even the spinach, height is bigger, because here you can see there are only two compartments. Here we have 3 compartments. Yeah, so the shorter ones you put in the short compartments, and every compartment, the width of every compartment is about 45 centimeters. So every compartment, like from this side to this side, it will be around 45 centimeters. 45 to 60 centimeters depending on the container. Since this top it's a little bit high, we will put a crop that doesn't grow so tall. So the strawberry is a very comfortable one because you won't harvest from very far, and since it is a big space, Now you'll put 2 tins of strawberry. You can bring another one. You can even put 3 or 4 depending. Bring even the smaller one. So you see, we filled the food drop with a lot of food. So let me give an example using one crop. Let's say the whole food drop has only one variety of crops, and let's choose spinach, and you are using the pail to grow the spinach. So maybe the food drops are having the pail, and you are having 9 of the pails. So our plant population will be 180 plants. For spinach harvesting, depending on the management, you can harvest 2 to 2.5 kgs per plant. So in the long run, the whole harvest for the 3 months, you will have around 360 to 450 kgs of crops during that whole period. And that is enough food to feed a family of around, 5 to 6 people during that period, because we'll be harvesting twice per week. So, but for the food drop, since you can see we are having different micro gardens and we are having different plants that are planted there, so it encourages the diversity at household level, because now you are having different foods that you can get your household food from. Most of them, they're even having peppers, so watering will not be so much. Depending on the container, the watering it's very minimal. When you are watering, you might discover if you are watering them when it's not raining, you won't use more than 30 liters in a day. You can use 20 to 25 liters, and you water all of them because you are just putting a little, and then you water twice in a week when there's no rain. But if it's raining, there's no watering.
From this tutorial, it is our hope that you'll be able to establish your own kitchen garden structures and enjoy a constant supply of fresh, nutritious vegetables, fruits and spices for you and your family. In case you need more information, kindly log on to www.kilimo.go.ke.